I hope you all had a time, opportunity to contemplate on Shakti yesterday, the presence of Shakti in our in the most intimate way possible, which is that energy that animates the body, the breath, all of that is Shakti herself. That is the divine feminine. Uh, so today we're going to, on the second day, we're going to build on that narrative of yesterday. So to quickly review, yesterday we spoke about how Shakti, the divine goddess, and the way we revere the goddess, the way we consider her as the source of absolute power, is actually energy in all forms. And anything that is animate in this universe, anything that moves, we say, even through science, requires energy, right? Anything that moves requires energy, which really means that everything that moves is tapping into Shakti. Shakti is a part of everything that moves. So that feminine, the source, that goddess that we connect to, that we pray to, is actually energy in all the forms that we know of it. So what happens? So we'll start today with another story, building on the story of yesterday. So I'm going to continue with this storyline, and then we will do a practice, hopefully a deeper practice today. So the goddess decided to come back into the universe, decided to integrate with Shiva, the masculine, and had to then confront the two demons, Chanda and Munda. I'm quickly reviewing yesterday's story. The two demons, Chanda and Munda. Chanda represents very deep, dark, negative thoughts. And Munda represents just a headless mass of flesh. So basically, these are symbolic of the fact that when there is no Shakti in creation, when it is only masculine, then the chances are that because thought, cognitive powers is masculine. It's a masculine faculty. So when Shakti is not a part of that faculty, we end up creating a dense mass of negative thoughts only, just thoughts without Shakti. And then there is this mass of flesh, which is inert, which is immobile, immovable, again, because there is no Shakti. So the masculine is inert, incapable, ineffective when it is not along with Shakti. So that was the story of Chamundi yesterday. Now today's story is about Parvati. Okay? And so what happens is that when Dakshayani was the daughter who first married Shiva, and because Shiva did not integrate that feminine with his in his being, she immolates herself. That is the story. Okay, so she immolates herself. She chooses to separate from the masculine and immolates herself, and then she is reborn as the daughter of Himavan. And now she realizes, okay, I have come back into this world. I've come back. Shakti has returned to this world. But again, Shakti is equally dependent on Shiva to the extent that the masculine supports manifestation, while the feminine is all forms of energy. And as much as masculine by itself is inert without the feminine, despite being completely carrying absolute energy, it is ineffective in manifestation without the masculine. So what Parvati then is advised to do is to reclaim Shiva. So she goes into a state of tapas. So Shakti is known in this form as Tapasvini or Brahmacharini. Basically, what is the intent behind it? The symbolism of it is that she goes into a state of intense, austere tapas in order to reclaim the masculine. Now, and that is how then she reunites with Shiva, and then we have Shiva and Parvati as a whole representation of creation, the whole representation of universe. Now, what is important for us to understand here is uh, that only the masculine or only the feminine are ineffective. It is only in combination that creation can come into existence and the process of life can flow. Only when these two forms of energy are combined with each other. How does it play out? Shakti, the feminine, is vast, unbounded. And that is why in yesterday's story we refer to Shakti as being in the midst of a huge, vast ocean. So Shakti, the feminine energy, is vast and unbounded. And the masculine energy is bounded by a form. Everything that takes a form is attributed to the masculine. What animates the form is the feminine. So when you look around us, whatever, everything that you see in existence, everything around you, all of life, all of universe, it's in motion, it's animated, and that's because of the presence of Shakti. But the fact that we are able to see it, we are able to recognize the form, that's because of the masculine. Now, what is the significance of Shakti in the form of Tapasvini? Because Shakti is so vast, unbounded, there is a propensity for it to flow in all directions, spread because it has no boundaries. There is a propensity for Shakti to be all over the place, to flow in all directions. But a purpose, the purpose of existence, the purpose of creation can be served only when Shakti, when this feminine vastness, this energy is given direction. It is channeled in a specific direction. How do we recognize that direction? What do we refer to as direction in this context is what we commonly refer to as the vision, the ichcha. Okay, here we use the term ichcha, and I want to bring a distinction. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but I want to bring a distinction between ichcha, which is aspiration, and desire. Desire is all that we reach out to, that we wish for, that is stimulated by our sensory organs of perception. What is perceived through the eyes, through the ears, smell, the taste, the touch, etc. That is desire. Aspiration is born from within. It is born from within us. A vision of what we wish to do with the Shakti that we are gifted. What every one of us, and please remember this entire discourse, I am not talking in terms of gender. I'm talking in terms of masculine and feminine, which all of us carry. So the masculine in us has given this body. But this body has come because of combining the union of Shiva and Shakti. So while the energy wanted to manifest in this world, it had to woo, court, and combine with the masculine, so that now each one of us is a personification of Shakti who has been given form because of Shiva. So these two forms are inseparable in all of existence, in all of creation, wherever there is animation, wherever there is movement, wherever there is life, prana. Now, what is the significance of Tapaswini today, the Brahmacharini today? Parvati had to go into a deep, austere process of tapas. What does that mean? She had to gather all the will. Now, what is another word for Shakti? It is will. Another word for Shakti is will. Will is feminine. Action is masculine. So today, in this form, we acknowledge her and we revere her, we pray to her to give us the ability to channel our will in the direction of our vision. Vision again is feminine. Why? Because it is born, it is coming into existence out of nowhere, apparently. It is all held, all these possibilities, what we call as a vision, really refers to all the possibilities of experience that exists in the psyche. And in our individual lives, through our individual processes, we identify something as a vision for ourselves that is meaningful to us. All of these are the attributes of Shakti. But for that vision to materialize, we have to combine with the masculine. So yesterday we spoke about how Ichha was revived in Shiva, who was inert, who was dormant, who had gone into deep slumber. And Ichha was reignited. Today we are talking about Jnana Shakti. Jnana Shakti becomes available to us, the energy of higher knowledge, becomes available to us only through tapas. What is tapas? All the energy in tapas is what we commonly associate with the word tapas is somebody sitting in a meditative posture and in a meditative state. But what does it translate to in the context of our everyday life? It means the tapas I do would mean that all the energy that becomes available to me, all the Shakti that I possess, all the will that I possess, is to gather all of that and channel it in the direction of the vision that I wish to bring into existence, the vision that I hold, that which I wish to create. So what is the tapas component in this? The tapas component is to consolidate all my energies and channel it in that one focused direction. As against, simply just to contrast this, as against the tendency of the mind to be all over the place and the tendency that we all have to just allow ourselves to be distracted, to be pulled in multiple directions, and our energies are diffused, our energies flow in so many directions. Now, if you want to have vision, if you want to have the right kind of knowledge, In order to manifest that vision, we need to enter into a state of tapas. In the modern sense, in our current sense, I wouldn't want to use the word modern, in our current context, that would mean drawing our energies back, drawing the Shakti that we possess. With every inhale, we are receiving Shakti. With every inhale, we are receiving prana. The feminine, the goddess energy is flowing through us with every breath. So, tapas in our context would mean that we gather all these energies with a clear focus on what is it I wish to experience, what is it I wish to create for myself in this life. What is the life I want to create at a personal level? What is the kind of society? What is the kind of ecosystem? What is the kind of environment I wish to create? And in a much broader sense, what is the kind of world I wish to create? A world that I will live in and a world that I will leave behind as a legacy for my children. What is that world that I wish to create? Now, friends, what I want to highlight here is that the world as it is today, as it was yesterday, and as it might be tomorrow, all of this is a function of Shakti. All of it is a function of Shakti. The goddess, goddess, the feminine energy, the source of feminine energy. Everything is a function of Shakti in conjunction with, in combination with the masculine. So what kind of a world are we living in today? Our reality is the best feedback system. What was the direction given to the collective creative force that lived on this planet in the past, including our own lives? Our collective Shakti has brought into existence, and here I'm not excluding anybody, every human being who has a mind that can think, every human being who does have a mind that thinks, who has free will. We have collectively contributed in creating the world that we live in today, whether we know it or not, whether we acknowledge it or not, because this world, the way it has manifested, the way it exists today, does not come out of thin air. It is how all of us have channeled this Shakti that we all have, or not channeled it, and therefore contributed in creating the world as it is today. So, what can we do? Because every one of us can make a difference. Every one of us does make a difference. We do make a difference. So what would we like to channel our Shakti to, and what would we like to manifest? What does it translate to in the terms of the individual? While the feminine is represented by the vision and the will, the masculine is represented by action. So if I garner my Shakti, if I gather my Shakti, and I hold a clear vision of what I wish to create, that alone will not suffice, because to bring it into form, to give it a form, to bring it into existence, I will have to take the appropriate action, which means I also activate and deploy the masculine in me. So Tapaswini represents the will, represents the effort, the will, the effort to gather all the dispersed energies to clearly focus on where the energies are just getting drained, leaking out of our system in our context, in you and me, in today's world. As a tapaswini, what would I do? I would need to consider all the ways in which my energies are getting diffused, because every time I'm thinking that I don't need to think about, I'm acting in ways, I'm taking steps, moving in directions that I don't need to. All of that is a diffusion of the Shakti that comes into me just by breathing. So, as a tapaswini, what is required of me today would be to become aware of all the ways in which my Shakti is getting diffused. And as best as possible, stop those leakages of Shakti and determine in my mind what is it I wish to channel it towards. What is the direction I wish to give to the flow of Shakti? What is the vision that inspires me? What is the world I want to live in? What is the family I want to live in? What is the kind of workspace I want to operate from? Everything is your creation. So today, I would like all of you to take a few minutes, and we'll do this process together. I'd like all of you to take a few minutes to reflect on what is the vision that feels meaningful and inspiring with regard to your personal life, be it health, any area of life, any area of experience. Your will, without diffusing it, gathering your will, gathering your Shakti, and channeling it in the direction of where you wish to manifest a specific vision is what we have to do. So the aspect of tapas here is, where am I allowing my Shakti to leak? What are the wasteful use of Shakti that is happening in my life right now? What are those ways in which it is getting wasted? So I'd like you to take a moment and let us all collectively reflect on, take a moment to get in touch with, if you are the creator, if you are the goddess herself, and you embody vast, unbounded energy. If is only a manner of speaking. In my mind, I do not doubt this. This is a conviction I hold very deeply. Each one of us, and this has nothing to do with gender, every one of us is a combination, is a union of the masculine and the feminine, a union of Shiva and Shakti. I'd like you to begin by focusing on that part of you which represents the Shakti, the unbounded vitality, the vast, unbounded energy which is embodied by you, by your presence. Bring to your mind, through reflection, in what ways do you think your Shakti is getting diffused? In what ways is this unbounded, vast vitality getting wasted? Identify 1, 2, 3 habits, behavior patterns, where you end up using a lot of your energy to no meaningful end. Make a note to yourself. What kind of actions, in what manner are you willing to refrain from that wasteful use of your energy? What steps would you take? What actions can you commit to? What kind of tapas are you willing to do in the service of a vision that is far more meaningful, in the service of a vision that is your aspiration, the kind of health you wish to enjoy, the kind of relationships that you wish to have, the kind of work that you wish to do. If I am an embodiment of Shiva and Shakti in my own being, in what direction would I like to channel all this energy at my disposal? What kind of tapas am I willing to do? Tapas would mean a commitment to bringing in rigor, a commitment to channeling all the energy at my disposal in a specific direction, which would mean conscious, disciplined action in the direction of the vision I have. So let's do a short meditative process based on whatever thoughts that you have connected to. So I invite all of you, wherever you are, to sit comfortably and bring your attention to the breath. The breath being clear physical evidence of the flow of Shakti, prana, life force, energy. No movement is possible in the whole of the universe without the presence of Shakti. My breathing, therefore, is in itself proof of the presence of Shakti in me, the divine goddess. As your mind begins to wander to all other places, distractions, and preoccupations, disconnect from all those distractions and bring your mind to observe the movement of Shakti through you. With every inhale and exhale, connect deeper to this idea of the goddess residing in this form, which is your body. I would like you to creatively imagine every cell in your body waking up to this realization. Every cell in your body is home to the goddess herself. Every cell in your body is animate, alive, functioning only because of her presence. You, as your own body, is a storehouse of unlimited vitality. I invite you to visualize every cell in your body lighting up like a tiny bulb, millions and millions of light bulbs, all of which together is the goddess incarnate. Flow spontaneously with the image that comes to your mind. Trust the experience that you might have, the sensations that you might have in your body, even as you are connecting to this idea. A fully lit, glowing, brilliant goddess. That is you. With every inhale, visualize or imagine the light glowing brighter, getting bigger, because you are now connecting to it with your awareness. Your awareness makes it bigger and brighter. So just stay with your breath. Allow the Shakti in you to expand to her full potential. Every inhale is going to allow her to expand. Trust whatever image you connect to spontaneously, whatever impression, visual experience that you connect to spontaneously. See yourself. See yourself as this glowing, large form, brilliant glowing form. You are connected in this moment, in every moment, to a vast, infinite abundance, infinite, eternal abundance of vitality, of energy. It is the masculine in you that has given form and shape that you now recognize as your body, as you. All this energy that is yours is now to be channeled mindfully with conscious awareness in a direction that is meaningful to you. Let us begin by bringing to our minds our personal context. Wherever you are in your own life right now, which area of your life would you like to focus this energy towards? Bring to your mind the various roles that you play in your life, the various responsibilities that you hold, the various areas of your life that you are engaged in, and consciously determine where you would like to focus all this energy, channel all this energy that is available to you. is the kind of tapas that is called for, so that this entire vastness of energy can flow in its fullness, in its wholeness, into that area of life. Trust the spontaneous thoughts that come to your mind. What is the tapas that you need to commit to? What kind of actions are required? What kind of attitude is required? So that the best of you flows into that area. What kind of actions do you need to take to give form to that vision? However powerful and beautiful the vision is, it will not manifest until we integrate with the masculine. Only the masculine can give it form. In this context, the masculine is represented by concrete actions. Bring to your mind actions that you are willing to commit to, and the third step in this process, what is the right knowledge you will require in order to complete this process of vision, action, knowledge that will lead to manifestation. What is that vision, that aspiration? What are the actions that will be required? And ask for the right knowledge that will inform this process, that will inform the right action. Through this entire process, stay in touch with the idea that you are the goddess herself. You are Shakti herself, consciously participating in an act of creation. And today, the focus is on the kind of tapas that you're willing to do. The rigor that you are willing to commit to. The actions that you are willing to commit to. The seeking of right knowledge that you are committing to create this experience in your personal life, in your personal context. I would like us now to collectively share this idea and project this intention for the entire world. In what way are you impacted by the world today, by where the world is today? And what is the change you wish to see in the world today? What is the change you wish to see? What is the kind of world you wish to create? As vividly as you can, create this vision for the world and let us collectively offer our energies in service of that vision. May the perfect combination of the masculine and the feminine empowered by the highest knowledge manifest in this world. Bring your awareness to your potential, to the potential that you hold, to the power that you hold that is embodied in your form, that is held in your form. Bring to your mind the nature of tapas that you have committed to. Bring to your mind the vision that you wish to manifest. When you feel complete, you may come back to yourself here. Thank you for joining me.